The morning sun gleamed over Dubai's skyline, bouncing off shimmering skyscrapers and swaying palm trees. Inside a sleek modern villa, 16-year-old Sam came charging down the spiral staircase like a stampede of elephants. His eyes were glued to a glossy brochure showing a lion roaring in the Maasai Mara. "Grandpa! Grandpa!" Sam hollered, nearly tripping over the last step. In the living room, Grandpa sat with a knowing grin, wearing his trademark safari hat that looked like it belonged on a National Geographic cover. His weathered hands held 2 flight tickets, which he waved like golden tickets from a safari version of Willy Wonka. "Kenya. Maasai Mara. You and me, Sam," Grandpa announced with a wink. Sam's mouth fell open. "Are you serious?" Within minutes, his room looked like a cyclone had hit it. Binoculars, safari hats, and khaki shirts flying through the air as he stuffed everything into a suitcase, clothes spilling onto the floor. 2 days later, standing in Dubai's dazzling airport, Sam clutched his boarding pass like a trophy. The flight to Nairobi lifted off, and Sam barely blinked for 6 hours, imagining lion chases and secret photo shoots. Kenya greeted them with warm smiles and air thick with adventure. Grandpa patted Sam's back, whispering, "Buckle up, kiddo. This isn't a zoo." Soon, they boarded a tiny propeller plane that bounced through the clouds like a roller coaster. Below them stretched the vast golden savanna, speckled with acacia trees, winding rivers, and herds of wildebeests that looked like pepper scattered across a giant green tablecloth. Sam pressed his face to the window. "This is epic." The plane landed on a dusty airstrip, where a fleet of sturdy safari jeeps awaited. Maasai guides in vibrant red and purple robes stood tall beside them, spears in hand, welcoming them with wide smiles. One guide stepped forward, a tall warrior named Kip2, with necklaces that jingled softly in the wind. "Welcome, young explorer," Kip2 greeted, shaking Sam's hand firmly. "Are you ready for the wild?" "I was born ready," Sam grinned, climbing into the rugged Land Cruiser. The jeep rattled over bumpy tracks, kicking up dust while giraffes strutted nearby, their heads swaying like slow-motion dancers. Sam's grin threatened to split his face in half as he took shot after shot with his camera. Then, they found him, the king himself. A colossal lion lounged beneath an acacia tree, mane gleaming in the sun. Sam's jaw dropped. "Up close and personal with Simba," he whispered. Grandpa, however, leaned in and whispered, "Rule number 1, Sam. In the wild, you admire, not interfere. We are guests." Sam nodded, sort of listening. Their camp by the river was straight out of a safari dream, giant beige tents, crackling fires, and grilled meats that made Sam's stomach rumble. That night, under a sky bursting with stars, Sam lay on a cot, eyes wide open, listening to distant lion roars and feeling like an explorer in his own nature documentary. At sunrise, Kip2 traced rivers and tracks in the dust on the jeep's hood. They followed elephants at dawn, stood meters away from zebras, and dodged cheeky warthogs. But Sam had other plans brewing in his restless teenage brain. Later that afternoon, while Grandpa snoozed and Kip2 swapped stories with another guide, Sam's sharp eyes caught a playful young baboon somersaulting near a thicket. "Just a quick look," Sam whispered to himself, tiptoeing barefoot through the tall grass like some secret agent. Camera in hand, he followed the baboon, giggling. "Come on, little guy, just one good photo." The baboon stopped, turned, and gave Sam a grin that looked suspiciously like trouble. Before Sam could react, the trees around him shook. Uh-oh. Dozens, no, at least 100, baboons materialized from the brush, surrounding him. One yanked off his hat, another tugged at his shoelace. Sam's camera drooped. "Grandpa's gonna kill me." A particularly chubby baboon held up Sam's safari hat like it was the crown jewels and let out a loud, mocking screech. That was it. Abort mission. Abort! Sam yelled, spinning on his heel and bolting through the grass. Behind him came a chaotic baboon stampede, tiny baboons, grumpy baboons, ninja-like baboons all bounding after him. Dust clouds rose dramatically as Sam flailed his arms, yelling, "Why did I think this was a good idea?" Back at camp, Grandpa jolted awake to the sound of distant yelling. Shielding his eyes, he saw a blurry figure charging toward them, trailed by a bouncing army of baboons. "Of course it's Sam," Grandpa muttered, standing up. Kip 2 didn't waste a second. He slammed the jeep into gear and they sped off, tires skidding across the savannah. Sam ran like his life depended on it, which, judging by the very large baboon now snapping at his heels, it probably did. He scrambled up a low-hanging acacia tree, panting like a marathon runner, while baboons jumped underneath, waving his precious safari hat. Kip 2 arrived like a superhero. He stood tall, clapped rhythmically, made clicking sounds, and twirled his stick like a Maasai wizard. The baboons froze, grumbled, then retreated, disappearing into the thicket with a few indignant screeches. Sam slithered down the tree, shirt ripped, hair sticking up in every direction, and dirt smeared across his cheeks. Grandpa stormed up, hands on hips, trying very hard not to laugh. "Well, Indiana Jones," Grandpa said, "you wanna explain why you were reenacting Planet of the Apes?" Sam coughed, straightened up, and muttered, "It was educational." That night, around the fire, Sam dramatically reenacted his great baboon escape while Kip 2 chuckled and Grandpa slapped his knee, laughing. "You'll be a camp legend, Sam," Kip 2 said, handing him a carved stick. Before bed, Kip 2 tied a beaded bracelet around Sam's wrist. "In Maasai, we give this to those who learn the hard way," Kip 2 said with a sly grin, "for respect and survival." Sam raised his arm proudly. "Next time, I'll photograph from the jeep." "Next time?" Grandpa groaned. "I'm getting a leash." As they left Maasai Mara, driving through golden grass under a flaming sunrise, Sam felt a strange mixture of joy and humility. The land was wild, beautiful, unpredictable, and it had taught him a lesson he'd never forget. Back in Dubai, Sam walked through the bustling airport, skin tanned, bracelet glinting, and a suitcase bursting with memories. In class, when he showed photos, especially the one where a baboon wore his hat, his classmates howled with laughter. Later, Sam taped a poster on the classroom wall with a drawing of an acacia tree, a lion, and, yes, a very cheeky baboon. It read, "Adventure is respecting wild nature. Never play with wild animals. They are not pets, they are wild for a reason."